What's going on, everybody? My name is Sister Stutter, and welcome back to another Minecraft episode. So, last time we finished up our sand farm. I've been wanting to make this one for a while. I've just really been wanting like glass and sand is a good resource in general, and well, I was thinking about making an industrial honey farm, but honestly, my resources aren't quite there yet, and the farm I was going to make after was going to be a tree farm. So I think I'm gonna just skip the honey farm because I was looking through the material list for my schematics, and if I go down here to my oak tree farm and I look at my material list, I really only need 30 honey blocks, and I already have a pretty good amount sitting back in my base. So I'm just gonna go ahead and skip the honey farm for the moment, and I'm gonna move on to the tree farm, and we're going to be able to have a ton of wood. We're going to be able to make up chests, hoppers, pretty much everything. You know how huge of a commodity wood is, so let's just go ahead and get started on that right away. Okay, so first thing I wanted to show you guys today was how the sand farm is doing, and yeah, I was running this for about maybe 2 hours I think, while I was editing the video last night, and yeah, so we have six double chests, and we are currently full on the fifth one, and we are working our way up into the sixth. So even with the two little modules, we have produced six, because I also went over here and I started kind of just smelting up a bunch of glass, and I filled up an entire double chest worth of glass, and here you can see it's just been smelting away as well. And pretty much all I've been doing for this is I just have two hoppers in the back with a chest on top. I have a chest with hoppers leading into the furnaces, and then the furnaces into an output chest together. And then I'm next to a lava pool right here, so all I have to do is just run over to my lava pool, grab myself a couple buckets. Let's make sure I have inventory space. That was lucky that I didn't grab any more because that was my last space. And I can go ahead and just throw my buckets in here, and this will just automatically fuel the system with lava. And with the system being fueled with lava, it lasts a really long time, like a really, really long time. I couldn't tell you how much gets crafted up per lava bucket, but yeah, a couple lava buckets it'll really get you like an entire chest full of glass and stuff. So yeah, this is a nice little tip. If you're kind of mobile or you set up near a lava pool or something, don't like gravel it. Go ahead and gather all that lava, at least put it in a chest once you get some iron and stuff, and then it's a whole bunch of free smelting fuel. So that's a nice easy way to get a whole bunch of glass made. Okay, so next, pretty much all I've been doing for my honey at the moment is once my beehives fill up, you just go ahead and hit this guy with some smoke, get the campfire underneath, go ahead and grab your bottle of honey, and I don't have a bucket of water on me, but normally this is where you would put it out with a bucket of water. Let me go find a bucket, I'll be right back. So once you have your bucket of water in hand, all you have to do is just double tap it and it'll put out the fire, and the bees will be a little bit happier. I'm pretty sure that they either stick inside the hive or they don't like to leave as much or go back inside when the fires are actually lit underneath, so it is nice to actually give them a little break from, I don't know, just the fires and stuff. Either way, I feel like it's mean to always smoke out your bees. So after gathering about 6 honey bottles, I decided that was going to be a colossal waste of my time to actually do that for 30 more, and I decided I am going to make a small version of the farm, just not a very large version of the farm at the moment. So I'm going to go ahead and get that crafted up, and I will show you guys how it works, because it's pretty simple, and I'm just going to make a small one for now. So yeah, let me get that done. Well, I think we can just catch a couple. I was going to show you guys pretty much if you ever need to move your bees around and everything, the absolute best time to do it is at night. They actually end up going back into their hives. This guy's pretty fixated on that flower at the moment, but for the most part, the rest of my bees have mostly gone back into their hives. Once that guy goes back in, I'm probably going to go ahead and grab most of these hives and head back over to where I was building the farm at. Explain how the farm works in the morning, but for now, while it's still night, I gotta get these bees inside of here. So let's see if I can't get this beehive stuck inside the system and this beehive stuck inside the system. Let's go ahead and cover this back up with glass. Get our flowers inside here for our bees, and we're gonna go ahead and cover that back up. Okay, so this is a super simple little design I came up with the other day, and pretty much all it is that the bees will go inside here and they will fill up the beehive with honey. That will get read by a comparator. That comparator is being held closed. This is not the correct value. I didn't remember what it was, and this is actually the perfect time for me to figure it out, but let me finish the explanation first. So once the comparator is at the right value, it should then send out the redstone from redstone into the comparator. The comparator will power these pistons underneath, pushing up the piston. And when the piston gets pushed up, it will trigger this block behind right here, triggering the dispenser, and the dispensers will then be full of glass bottles. And when the dispensers get triggered, they will collect the honey, and as long as the dispensers are full, the honey that should then fall out into the item hopper underneath, and it should all get pushed into this chest right here. So let me go grab a couple bottles and we'll get this value figured out. Okay, so we went up ahead and filled these dispensers now with the honey bottles, glass bottles. They should be crafting honey bottles, and both these are full. So if I start pretty much just taking sand out of here until both of these observers get triggered, then we should know exactly how many stacks there it was. So it's exactly one row of items inside of a chest will give you the proper comparator output to block these two long enough that they should not trigger. Now that those two have actually triggered, we can go ahead and look down here that we got one honey bottle, which is not how many we should have, and that means something's wrong. What happened to our other honey bottle? So quickly looking at this item hopper, it looks like it is clogged, and it's probably because there's a redstone signal coming into it. Yep, and that is on top of that, just because it's powered by that sand block right there. So really all I should need to do is go ahead and grab myself a glass block. I made all that glass and I think I tossed it all. Okay, we got one over here. So really all I should need in this case is a single transparent block, and so the sand block here, that should pretty much stop this block right here from locking the hopper underneath it. And that, in theory, should now, yep, we have 2 honey bottles. So it's a small little farm at the moment, but we can probably throw a couple more modules on here while we wait for all these honey blocks to be crafted up. Okay, so for the most part, I've gathered up all the supplies I was really looking to get and got all those honey blocks. Really what took me the longest, I think, was the slime blocks and stuff. But that being said, I think I'm going to go ahead and figure out where I want this to actually go at. I'm thinking I want to try to put all my farms, for the most part, in a single render distance. So I think maybe I'll think about putting one over here to start. I think I might just keep putting it up north, though, for now. So yeah, I think I'm going to put it up north and see how it looks. Okay, so I placed the schematic for the farm down, and I think I'm going to go ahead and try to make this a time lapse again this time. So let's hope it all works this time, and yeah. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that time lapse. I already finished editing it, so I already know it all came out well. So that being said, this design is not personally mine. I have modified it, of course, so that I could make it fully automatic with the carpet mod, because placing saplings down with dispensers is not vanilla. But with my design, I can. So the actual creator of this is a YouTuber named Dusty Dude, and well done, dude. This is an awesome farm. This is an awesome design, and I'm so glad you made it. That being said, pretty much what I did end up modifying on the farm is that I took it away from being a hopper line or a torch tower, and I turned it into observers and iron doors, and then I pretty much just made it so that I have a Etho hopper clock over here. I think there's about 5 items inside of it, if I can remember. Yeah, there's 5 items in here. And pretty much all I did was just put a way to hold the system open and then kind of reset itself. And what that does, it'll pretty much just take the place of the player. It will dispense a single sapling, and then it just automatically will set up this observers looking at each other, and it will spam itself with bone meal. Sorry, that was the word I was looking for. So let's go up here really quick, and I'll get a little closer for you guys. But yeah, so pretty much we have one dispenser full of bone meal here, and we have another one that's full of saplings. Yeah, I don't really have any bone meal or saplings right now. That's a big problem. And yeah, the way the farm works is that this tree here will grow, and in his design, it works a lot better if you're using it as a player, because like once this tree actually grows, it just automatically pushes it out of the way. I changed it out so that there is just the hopper timing, so that I never actually have to do anything, and it kind of just fully automatically works. Every time that the hopper does go off, it will pretty much just double piston extend this log into the next one, and it just pushes the logs out further and further until it gets far enough here that the TNT duper up at the top drops a piece of TNT, and then the tree farm gets blown up. And that's pretty much just the basic idea of how the whole thing works. Pretty cool design, looks super sweet, and it works incredibly well. Let me tell you, it works so well. Like I have broken this thing so many times. I have gotten these doors stuck in weird positions. I have messed around with it in creative, and let me tell you, every time I've broken it, literally I usually just send another redstone signal up and everything retracts, puts itself back into place, and keeps on running. So that is incredibly helpful, because other tree farm designs that I've tried out, usually once they break, they're broken. And once they're broken, these piston extenders, the slime blocks, everything, you usually have to rebuild the entire system. And I can't be bothered to spend an hour rebuilding the system every time that I accidentally mess something up. So the fact that this farm pretty much just rebuilds itself is absolutely amazing, and I would highly recommend it. And the link for the video on his tutorial of how to build it is down in the description. That being said, pretty much what I have left to do is I have a dropper line coming from both sides. This side's going to be bone meal, and this side is going to be the saplings. So at some point I need to add this hopper line coming out this other direction and put an item sorter here for all the saplings to go into. And then on the other side, probably it'll still be on the same side, but I do want to catch all the other saplings and the apples, and I want to start auto-composting them, just so that I can get some free bone meal into the farm. Other than that, I probably need to go and either build some form of bone meal farm or get a skeleton farm going, because I am definitely out of bone meal. Like, the bone meal I have in the farm right now is pretty much all I have left. I might have like a couple bones laying around here and there. Yeah, I got some here, but I went back and raided my other base for the most part, and that's where I got all that bone meal from. So bone meal is going to be the next big thing that I'm going to need. But one other thing I wanted to show you was pretty much just in the time that I was doing that time lapse, like literally what you guys saw was all that I've run it at this point, and I already have like almost 2 full stacks of logs. So this thing absolutely produces an insane amount of oak logs and stuff, and the fact that it can be set up to be fully automatic with the carpet mod makes it just that much better. I'm super happy I finally got this thing built. Took me a while. I was super hesitant to build it. I don't know why. Building things that I didn't personally come up with. I don't know. I just always lack the motivation to get the redstone builds built up. But I really needed a tree farm. I absolutely needed a tree farm. I'm not a big fan of going and cutting down trees and jumping around and getting all the leaves out of there and replanting so that it looks natural still. It's not my favorite thing to do. So this is probably where I'm going to go ahead and end the episode today. We got the whole tree farm and everything done. It's a little bit shorter of an episode. I've had a long weekend and stuff. Yeah, I did want to mention that I tried a couple new things with my editing in this video. I was doing what's called kind of a jump cut. It's where I just kind of cut out some of the bigger spaces. It's mostly I noticed when I've been explaining my redstone, sometimes I take these big long pauses just to kind of think about what I'm going to say. And it adds like a bunch of these big long pauses, and it seems like these statements are just like a lot more drawn out. So I kind of just try to edit some of those out, put in little skips. I try not to do it too much when I'm doing like animations and everything. So if you guys liked the editing style in this video, let me know down in the comments, because it is something I would like to stick with. But if it was super noticeable and really obvious and everything, just let me know. I won't do it in the future, but so I'm kind of just working on editing some of those moments out, and hopefully in the future I'll become more fluid at speaking just as the video goes and everything. But at the moment I do take these pauses. So yeah, if you liked the new style of the editing, just let me know. If, like I said, if you hated it, let me know as well, and I'll quit doing it. But with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night, whatever sleep cycle you're on, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.